Hello, welcome back to Quarantine Yoga. My name is Mary. I'm guiding you through. We're going to do a longer practice today. It's going to be closer to an hour-long yin, and I am just feeling really good today. The sun is shining. I'm outside in a tank top. I am here on the water, and I just feel so good. And I needed a little bit of shift in my thinking. I'd been really thinking about negativity and what was going wrong and things I couldn't control. And I really stepped back into my practice and started really thinking about what I can control. And so I hope that comes across to you today. And I'm so happy you're here with me. And I hope this helps you find a sense of center. And we're going to be doing a little bit of work on some twists today, because when we twist, it's seeing our body from a different perspective, and that helps our mind think from a different perspective. So that's the focus of today. So with that, let's take time and settle in. If you don't have a block or a bolster to sit on, maybe a pillow will work, or a stack of books. Something like that to have around you is going to be really helpful in yin. We hold for 3 to 5 minutes in each pose, and I want you to feel supported. This is about letting your muscles relax and getting into all that interconnective tissue, which we'll get into. I'll talk a little bit about it as we go through the practice. So sitting with your hips slightly above your knees to begin. Take a moment here and settle in. Anything that's been bothering you, just set it aside. Come in with a open mind. Notice the sounds of your environment. Notice how the air fills in the room or outside, wherever you are. And begin to notice the natural rhythm of your own breath. On your next inhale, you'll elongate up through your spine, all the way out through the crown of your head, straight up, connecting you to the heavens. And as you exhale, root down into the floor, into the mat, into your experience. Inhaling to open your chest and let your shoulders roll back and down on the exhale. Hands will come to rest on your knees or your thighs. Palms up if you need a little support and energy from the room. Palms down if you need a little more grounding. Your chin will be tucked slightly. Your eyes will be soft or closed. Become very aware of every inhale and conscious of every exhale. The give and take you do naturally with the universe. And controlling our breath with some box breathing, we're going to inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Empty 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Empty 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Empty. 2, 3, 4. Inhale to receive from the earth. Hold within yourself all that is. Exhale out to offer a blessing and be empty to know that you are. Continue on your own count for a couple more rounds. Finish the last cycle that you're on, and once you have, just go back to your natural rhythm. No rush. Once you're back to your natural rhythm, just notice how your breath seems a little more slow, a little more intentional. Let's blink our eyes open. Moving into our first pose of the day is caterpillar. You can remain on your block or bolster if you'd like. Otherwise, we're just going to put our legs out straight in front of us. Sometimes you might need to roll your mat, just to give you a little tuck. Whatever works for you. Some days I don't, some days I do. And we're going to inhale as we circle sweep up, reaching up, and exhale as we reach and come forward all the way until your hands are on the mat. Now, we don't want to grab or grip our feet like we would in a yang type of class. This is about letting our muscles release. So I encourage you to put your palms up just so there's no grabbing or gripping. Your head can just fall down. If this doesn't work for your body, you can bend your knees up a little bit. That works just fine. You could also put a block or bolster under your knees. You're also welcome to take a bolster and lay it right over your chest and just lay onto that. Pillows work great for that. Take your time. We're going to be here for 3 minutes, so I want you to really take your time, set it up, and come into your position. Now, once you're there, there's 3 things we're going to talk about. And this is the 3 principles of a yin yoga class. One is finding your edge, which is what you're doing right now, or what you hopefully have just done. And that is coming to that natural place where your body just naturally stops. Often referred to as the Goldilocks position. This is just where your body naturally just kind of ends. No pushing, no pulling to go beyond it, just where it naturally goes. From that point, from your edge, that's going to be a fluid thing. So it's kind of challenging, right? Like as you breathe, your edge is going to open up, allowing you to go deeper and deeper into these poses. Now, in yin, we never want to have any sharp shooting pains, no buzzing. That's your body telling you you've pressed too far. So we always want to move with compassion. We never want to move because our ego is telling us we need to look a certain way or we need to go further. So just wherever that is for you, and that's fine. You're at home, no one's looking, just whatever feels right. So that's your edge. The second thing is your breath. So once you're in your edge, you use your breath to control that experience. And the thing that's great about yin is your breath is really where you're going to start to notice all those great subtleties, like where your breath is going to naturally move, where you feel really tight, and wherever your body is asking for it, that's where you want to breathe into. Focus your breath there, and just by putting your attention in those places, you'll feel it open just a little, just by that simple conscious breathing into a space. And the third principle of yin, which is really the practice of yin, is time. And in time, we begin to open up through our experience, through the pose, in the body. So things that seem very natural and easy at first maybe become a little more challenging with time. And the idea is to stay there, stay committed to being in whatever experience you're having. And again, no sharpshooting, nothing that's going to be jerky, nothing that's going to make you just fly out of a pose. But if you've gone maybe too far, just coming up a little. And on the same note, time will maybe allow you to go further into the pose as well. So it's that stillness. So you use your breath, you use the time, and you be still. You really commit to being still in the pose that you're at. And in that stillness, great things start to happen. This is a moving meditation, but it's in the stillness that we get the answers to open up our body, letting the muscles go so that interconnective tissue, the fascial tissue of the body, can really stretch and elongate. And some of that stuff gets really stuck in the way we move our bodies. So be very patient. We're almost up here. Continuing to work on your breath. Let's do 3 final deep, long breaths here together. And after that third breath, very slowly, as though you're a sloth moving through honey, begin to come up your spine, 1 vertebrae at a time, until you are at a straight back. Once here, you're going to put your hands behind you. Soles of your feet will go on opposite sides of your mat. And we're just going to exhale down to one side, inhale up through the center. Exhale down to the other side, inhale up through center. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. And this time when you exhale down, stay there. So whichever side you're on, you're going to take your back hand, in my case it's my right hand, and you're just going to swoosh it all the way across your body till it's in front of your other hand. And then kind of even your hands out. So you're in a nice little twist here. Your legs will be whatever comfortable for you, but kind of creating like a pinwheel. So now we have a nice little twist of our spine. We're looking straight ahead and breathing. And just feeling that twist open up slightly as we stay here. You're welcome to stay here, or if you want a little more, you could come down to your elbows. Taking a moment here, if this feels good, you could always come all the way down to your chest, resting your head right on the mat. This is a good place where a block or a bolster could also be used here for you to lay on. Find that place that works for you. commit to the stillness of being there. Close your eyes if that's available to you. And go back to the breath. Being very aware of your spine. And how your body feels different in these different movements that we don't often sit in. And how being in a twist focuses our attention on different places in our body in different ways. This helps us to shift our own perspective of where our breath and our energy needs to go. If you feel you could go a little deeper, go for it. And let's do 3 final breaths here together. Long, deep inhales. Exhales to help you go deeper. And not moving until you're done with all 3 breaths. When you are, you're going to push through your hands, back up, taking a breath here, moving any blocks or bolsters out of the way, and exhaling your hand all the way back around, bringing your legs up. Recenter yourself, and a couple more windshields. Exhaling down the opposite side, inhaling up. Exhaling down, inhaling up. Exhaling down, inhaling up. Exhaling down, inhaling up. And this time we exhale and we stay on the other side, and we bring that backhand all the way around. You might want to adjust your hips here. It's whatever works. And then you take a moment, check your legs, make sure you're at a good pinwheel that works for your body. And we take a couple breaths, feeling our spine and that relationship we have with it, which is always a relationship we want to keep active. You're as young as your spine is flexible, they say, right? And it's true. Flexible spine, flexible mind. And if this feels good and you want to go a little deeper, again, you could go down to your elbows. You could use that pillow or a block or a bolster. Find that edge for you. Separating your elbows, coming all the way down. And we're in an interesting time, as you know, just the world dynamic. So if you're used to practicing yin or have a good stretch philosophy and you're used to going really deep, don't rush to get there. We're in a challenging time which has put different stresses on your body. So maybe the experience is not going as far as deep as you usually go, but finding the small subtleties that maybe your body needs in a different position or juxtaposed than you're used to. And wherever you commit to be, just be there. See if you can't let go of anything in your body that's not serving you. Thoughts will just come. Just let them go. Just let them breeze on through. Always going back to your breath. Inhale, bringing life into the body. And exhaling to go deeper into the experience. Let's do 3 final breaths here together. After your 3rd exhale, you'll come up to your palms, and again, swooshing your hand all the way around. Your knees will come up, and do any final movements here in this position. It might be a little windshield wipers going from side to side. You might want to just lift your hips up, drop your head, any kind of wiggle that you need to do. Letting your feet go straight out. We're going to come straight onto our back. Take a moment here and just breathe. Now, staying on your back, I'm coming up to kind of demonstrate what you're going to do. So on your next inhale, just let your hands fall over your head. So they're just naturally laying up over your head on the ground. And then begin to walk your feet over towards the left side of your mat. Just walk them over, leaving your hips like an anchor. So your hips are just going to anchor right into your mat, and your feet are going to move over to the left side corner. Take a breath here. You could cross your right leg over your left if that adds that nice little stretch there. That feels good. Or you could just leave them next to each other, whatever. And then you're going to use kind of your shoulders to begin to just walk your body over to the left side of the mat. Again, keeping your hips anchored. So your body is going to be creating a almost moon shape, like sphere shape position. Hands will just be resting on the mat. You could let your head kind of fall to the side. So you're kind of creating a banana shape. This is banana asana. Let's see if I can do it. I don't know if you'll be able to see me on the video real well. You put your legs over to the left and then kind of scoochy. You're going to feel a nice opening through the whole right side body. Feeling a stretch from the outside of your right ankle, moving all the way up, filling it into the hips that are nice and anchored, and then all the way up through the hands. Maybe your hands are together, maybe they're more like a cactus. It's whatever works for you. This is just to have a nice stretch. After we did that compression kind of in a twist, now we're really opening up. All that stuff we just loosened in a twist, now we're giving room for that air to flow in. And just be there, let the air come in naturally. Focusing your breath on the opening, on your stretch. And again, this isn't about the muscle. We want our muscles to really feel relaxed, and just use our breath to have all that interconnective tissue kind of just open you up. Let's do 3 final breaths together here. And after that third exhale, begin to bring your feet back to your center line. Just scooch them back over. Begin to move your shoulders back so you're in a nice straight line. Let your hands fall down next to your sides. And rest here for a moment. Noticing how the right side body feels different from the left side body. And now let's do it on the other side. So start to tiptoe, just kind of your feet over to the right side of your mat. Again, your left leg could go over your right if that feels good, or just have them next to each other. And then using your shoulders to kind of bring your upper body to the right side of the mat. Hands will go up over the head. They can be touching or just kind of cactused out. Hips anchored into the mat, creating that nice curve with your body, nice banana shape. Feeling the stretch all the way from the outside of your left ankle, all the way up into your anchored hip, and then through the opening of your side chest cavity, up through the armpit, all the way through the arm. Maybe your head is turned slightly to the right. Nice stretch. And this is where your body naturally is going to. There's no need to really push it here. Just where it's naturally feeling good. Noticing any pockets of stagnation. Using your breath to take you deeper into the experience. Three final breaths here. And after that third exhale, begin to move your legs and your feet back into your center line. Hands back over towards your center line, coming down to the side. Taking a moment here to just feel your whole body. Planting the soles of your feet on the mat, dropping them to the side and coming into a fetal position, pushing yourself up into a seated position. We're going to come all the way around into a tabletop. So our shoulders are going to be in line with our wrists, and our knees will be in line with our hips. And we're going to do a couple of cat-cows here. As we sway our back, we're going to inhale up and exhale as we push our navel all the way to our spine. Inhale as we look up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, round. Really push your heart through your back body as you do this. And inhale to the tabletop position. So I'm going to start with my right foot, and I'm going to bring it to the outside of my right hand. So from here, what I'll do is I'll tuck my left toes under, lift that knee, and kind of bring it back a little bit. So I'm in a lunge. Now I can leave my toe tucked or I can untuck it. It's whatever feels best for your body. And then I'm going to move to the knife's edge of my right foot and let that kind of fall out a little bit. Just let it fall out. This is a winged dragon. And you're going to start to feel this pretty intently. If this isn't available, you can stay up. I actually find it a little easier to put my foot out a little bit. I'm going to move a little twist into this. So taking your right hand and placing it on the inside of your thigh, and just lift up and twist up towards your right side body, pushing that right leg out. And breathing. You can stay here, or if you want a little bit more, you can lower that left hand down to the elbow and continue to breathe. This is about finding what works for you. This is really going to be different for everyone. This is a challenging pose. It's a big hip opener. Dragon pose, you'll find you'll start to really breathe heavy like a dragon, hence the name. If you've come down far and it's not working, come back up. It's whatever works for you. Wherever your body is feeling it, feel it there, note it. Brush your breath into it. Let's do 3 final breaths here. Don't rush through them. And then bringing your right hand back down to the mat, taking your foot and kind of ankle toeing it behind that hand all the way across to your left and letting the knee come down. From here, I like to let my foot go back a little bit, and here we're setting up for a swan. So very similar to the twist we did, where we're just kind of raised, forward, really feeling a nice stretch through our body here. You're welcome to stay up, or you could come down into swan onto your elbows. Or if it feels right for you, all the way down. Wherever that first point of resistance is. And from there we breathe. We allow ourselves to open. In Yin, we're never trying to get anywhere. It's all about being where you are, accepting your current situation. It's in accepting where our body's at that we're able to gain insight into what's going to unfold next for us. And that's different for every body. So not every body is designed to do every pose, and we're all going to excel at different ones based on our bone structure, our body type, our life experiences. So it's all about finding what works for you in your moment and breathing into that experience. 3 final breaths here. And after that 3rd breath, we're going to push through our palms, coming all the way up. Coming back up, bringing that leg back into a tabletop position. Doing any kind of movement, any stagnation. And before we move to the other side, I'm going to move my feet back to the edges of my mat. I'm going to let my hips fall down. I'm going to come to my elbows into a nice Sphinx position. Now from here, you could take your hands and put them in opposite elbows. This is the length you want your arms apart. You can leave them here, or you can put them out in front of you like the Sphinx. So a couple options for you. If this is creating too much compression in your back, you could always bring your hands forward, come down a little bit. You can grab a bolster or a pillow, and you could almost just lay on that. And if you're just way too tight in your back, just let your elbows go to the side and bring your head all the way down to the mat. But if you can stay here in Sphinx, this is a good place to be. And you can have your ears move away from your shoulders, putting a little bit of compression there through your upper body, just to kind of create that compression. Really noticing the breath go all the way into your belly. And how it's naturally pushed back out. If this is too much on your neck, you could always drop your head, sag your shoulders. It's finding that place for you. And if you want a little bit more, you could simply raise your feet. If you've done this and it doesn't feel good, you just put your feet back down. If your feet are up, keep them there. If they're down, bring them up and just kind of do a little side to side wiggle with them. Letting your hips kind of move a little from side to side. And then we're going to press through our palms. We're going to come back into a child's pose. Just letting your hips fall to your ankles or to your heels. Couple rounds of deep breath here. And then we'll inhale back up to a tabletop position. And go to the other side. This time our left foot will come to the outside of our left hand. Tuck your back toes and start to bring that knee back a little bit. If there's a lot of pressure on your back knee, you could always put a cushion, a pillow, you could fold your mat, anything that's going to add. We never want to put pressure on our knees. So it's about finding what works for you. And then going to the knife edge of your left foot this time. Letting your hips fall forward and down. Staying here if that feels right for you. Or adding the little twist by bringing your right Hand up just inside of the knee on the thigh, twisting your body. I'm going to move just so you can see what I'm doing here. If it's in your practice, you can go down. It's not in my practice, so I will stay up. Twist. It's just a gentle push out. Putting your attention where your body is asking for it. Letting go of tension behind your eyes and your jaw. Let's do 3 final breaths here. And after that 3rd breath, bringing your left hand back to the mat, bringing your left foot up, kind of guiding it behind your hand, and then heel toeing it across your mat all the way till your knee is down. I bring my ankle back a little. Wiggle down, making your hips nice and even here. Taking a moment, breathing in an up position. And then lowering down to your elbows. And separating your elbows and bringing your head down if that feels right for you. As your monkey mind continues to go, which is normal, it's what our mind does, it thinks, so don't be mad at it, just be aware of it. There's no judgment, it's just noticing those thoughts, but don't hold on to them. It's very similar, our thoughts, to anything we do in Yin, where we don't want to hold on to the tension in our body. We're here to release it, not live within it, but use the breath to expand that space and let it go. And our thoughts are the same way. We don't want to hold tight to any thought. We just want to kind of experience the thought and then release it, let it go. Yin helps us to do this both in body and mind. It is a practice. So view it as that. Don't get caught up on where you're feeling it or how you're feeling it. Just see if you can just be in the experience that you're having right now, whatever it is. And if you've come down, we're going to push through our hands and kind of fall to your left hip, and we're going to swing that right foot around. Oof. Taking a moment, set yourself up. We're going to go into a butterfly. So it's a little different than probably butterflies are used to doing, where we really focus on bringing our um, feet really close to our groin. We want to have them out a little bit, almost creating like a diamond shape. And then from here, holding on to your ankles or maybe the ground right in front. We want them basically, so I say a diamond, but it's where your head, like if your head were to come down, it would rest in your feet. That's kind of where you want it. Not that that's the goal, but that's where it'll be. And we'll inhale for length. And then exhale as you fold forward, palms up. Let your chin fall all the way down to your chest. And we open here. Now, modifications, putting pillows or stacks of books under your knees if you're feeling any kind of strain there. You could also use your block or your bolster here. Whatever going to help you release. That's where you want to be. I'm going to be here for 3 minutes, and I'm going to be silent and just let you practice being in your breath in the moment in this pose. Take 3 final deep breaths here. And after that third exhale, you'll use your palms, push you back up, and walk yourself up to a nice straight spine. using your hands, you'll invite your left foot in a little bit, taking your right to the outside of that left leg, going into a twist. So inhaling your left hand straight into the air, and exhale as you twist down, bringing it to the outside of your leg there. See if I can move to show you better. Left hand will be on the mat behind you. Your gaze will be going over. Final twist of the practice. Inhale to create space. Exhale to go deeper into the expression. If you want, you can bring your hands together at heart center. And exhale as you come out of the twist. I'm going to switch our legs. This time bringing your right leg down. Left will go to the outside of your knee. Inhale your right arm up and exhale it down. Inhale, creating length. Exhale to go deeper. Hands can be at heart center. And exhale to unfurrow from the pose. Undo your legs, stretch them out in front of you. Setting up for final movements before we move into final Shavasana. I'm going to invite you to come onto your backs, stretching out your body, and inhaling into a ball, dropping the head. You could grab the soles of your feet with your hands, maybe do a happy baby move. Just straighten out your back by pushing down through your legs. Whatever final movement, maybe it's some sacrum circles, anything that your body's asking for. And then when you're ready, let your legs go long. Hands will be resting palm up by your side. And we're going to rest here in final Shavasana, a master pose where we let all the work that we did today integrate into our body, resetting our central nervous system. Begin to wiggle your fingers, move your toes. Your head will start to move from side to side. Stretching your body out long. And exhaling into a ball. And falling onto your side into a fetal position. Maybe doing a round of breath here. And then pushing up into a comfortable seated position. We will close off the practice as we began. Take your time. Let's close off the practice by circle sweeping our hands up as we stretch and look up to the heavens, bringing your palms together in prayer, exhaling down through heart center as we bow to ourselves, thanking ourselves for showing up, being on the mat, for giving ourselves an opportunity to go within, to breathe into the places in our body that need attention and support so that we might grow and release and become better, more centered humans. Thank you for joining me here on this beautiful day in the Oceanside. I hope you and your family remain safe and healthy in this time of quarantine and always. Thank you for showing up and being on the mat and being here with me. Namaste.